Hi guys, how you doing? So, I uploaded all of my older videos, so I'm pretty satisfied with them. So, the two LSS videos were brand new. We made them, so all these videos I'm going to be making, from video 60 to 59 to whatever I post, are going to be brand new, spanking new videos. So, the first video I'm going to take is about tarantulas, and for the new beginners. So you want to buy your first tarantula. So congratulations. So you'll find that it's very, very addicting. So I started with one and ended up with 57 beautiful specimens. You want to be careful with tarantulas because, like I said in my Old World, New World teas, some are very aggressive, some are really docile. So what I'm going to recommend in this video are going to be the docile specimens. They're very slow and handleable tarantulas. So I'll give you some experiences because I kept tarantulas for 14 years. I haven't been bitten by one yet. So I can share my knowledge on what I think is a great handleable tarantula for the new beginner. So we have, let's say for the terrestrials, we have the Aphonopelmas, the Brachypelmas, the Grammostolas to a certain degree, and Eupalaestras, which I'll show. And if you want to go for arboreals, the only really one I would recommend is the Avicularia. That's the only handleable arboreal ever. The Aphonopelma and Tapinocenius are more for the intermediate and expert species, and they will further prepare you if you want to keep a pokey or the ornamental baboons, Togosarburus, or the feather-legged baboon if you're really daring enough to own one. So let's say you want to go for a good terrestrial tea. So first genus is the Aphonopelma. Sorry. So I only have two specimens. Oh yeah. So Aphonopelma species. Before I show you my two specimens, really easy to take care of. They don't require a lot of humidity. You just keep a water dish and they're going to be fine. Always provide a cave so that the tarantula feels secure. And pretty much that's it for Aphonopelmas. Mind you, don't be alarmed because these tarantulas, or the genus, is very, very, very slow in their growth rate. They'll take as minimum 8 to 9 years to fully mature out. So a lot of people want to buy wild caught specimens because they don't really want to wait so long for a tarantula to grow, and they don't grow very big. I would say they only grow up to 4.5 inches. That's the biggest I have seen in my collection. So I have a Aphonopelma chalcodes and a Aphonopelma seemanni. So I'll show you my chalcodes first since it's out. They're quite very rare in Canada. I don't own as many Aphonopelmas because they're very hard to attain here. Let's go to my Aphonopelma species. So I have a chalcodes and a seemanni. So here's my chalcodes. I showed this in my Zodiac 565 account, part 4 I believe. And I think it was like the third one I showed. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Okay, so this is an adult female. That's how big they get. They don't get any bigger than that. So she's around 4.5 inches. They're really docile. You can handle them. Mine's a bit aggressive. I don't like to touch her. But they're very recommended for the beginner. Very low maintenance. All you do is by deciding to set up, you just put some substrate in there, keep a water dish at all times. You don't really need to mist for Aphonopelma species. They like to have it a bit of on the dry side. And always provide a cave, so that this tarantula can feel secure. So they wouldn't feel the need to be more aggressive. So overall, they're pretty slow. Very recommended for a beginner, very easy to keep. So now the seemanni. So here's my Simani, Costa Rican zebra. Let me get my paintbrush. Yes, if you want to test a tarantula's temperament, you always have to use a paintbrush. You never use your hands because tarantulas are very unpredictable animals, and they can have good days and they can have bad days. They're just like people. This is a female. Trying to get her out. There we go. Oh yes. Come see your pretty face. There we go, really gentle. Okay, so here is a Aphonopelma simani. This is the Costa Rican zebra. That's how big they get. They're about 4.5 to 5 inches. The Simanis are pretty okay in their temperament, but they can be skittish, and just for this reason, you really shouldn't handle them. But they're excellent beginner spiders, very easy to keep. I personally wouldn't handle one because they can be skittish, but if you really absolutely need to, you really just handle them low to the ground. And basically, that's about it. So, moving on, so the Brachypelmas. They're an excellent beginner tarantula, very easy to take care of, albeit they're quite a bit expensive depending on the species. Like the cheapest one is Aphonopelma, and the most expensive one I believe is Baumgarteni, which is an actually really pretty spider. I would like to someday add it to my collection. So I only have 4 Brachypelmas. I made a care video on how to care for them, so you can refer to those. I have a fireleg Brachypelma bomi. This is an adult female, 4 inches. No, 6 inches, 14 years old. Adult female. I bought her for $250 Canadian. Back 8 years ago. So that's her. Wouldn't handle any firelegs because these guys are kinda nervous and they can be aggressive. And this also applies to the Brachypelma vagans, the Mexican red rump. Where's my red rump? There we go. She's a bit nervous and aggressive too. So here she is. And she started my feeding video, and in the part 4 of my tour. Okay, now next one is Brachypelma smithii. Highly recommended for a great beginner. Highly recommended to be in your tarantula collection because the Brachypelma smithii started the hobby, and the smithii is actually the most recognized tarantula of all time. So I showed you my specimen in my Brachypelma video. I believe this is a female, 3.5 inch. They take a while to grow. Their Brachypelmas are a bit slow in their growth rate. Once they reach about 2 inches, they'll take about, they'll molt every 9 to 10 months. Like this one, my specimen's about 3.5 inches. Hasn't molted since April of 2008, so that's a really long time. So that's almost a good 8 months. So here's my specimen. Very handleable. Mind you, they can be a bit hair kicking. There, that's how they hair kick. What you can do, whoops, excuse me girl. They're so docile you can actually pinch grab her. But I wouldn't recommend you picking up a tarantula like that. I would scoop it up and catch it. Like I showed you in my handling video, that's the best way to handle them. Very less stressful than the tarantula. But they're pretty good spiders to own. Very friendly. Though they can be a bit hair kicking, but they're very less likely to bite. If you got bitten by a Brachypelma species, probably did something wrong. Oh, no, yeah, One thing I hate about Brachypelmas is their hairs, because their hairs are really, really sharp, and they itch like crazy. So I just got haired by my smithy, as you just seen, and starting to feel a bit itchy. So, final Brachypelma that I have is the Aphonopelma, the curly hair. 1,000% recommended. Very, very, very friendly tarantula. Albeit, it's not very colorful. They're kind of brownish. But very, very docile, very handleable. I haven't held my specimen in years, and believe me, out of my 57 tarantulas, this is out of my 6 adults that I have, this is the most handleable, the most calmest. And like my smithy, I can actually pinch grab her, no problem. So here's my fat female. And there she is. Yeah, you just pinch grab her like this. And very catatonic. Awesome. So, next genus is the Grammostolas. Have a lot to say about the Grammostolas. Well, I wouldn't really